Hey there, beautiful souls, and welcome back to my daily yoga tips for beginners, where I share beginner tips to help you get started on your yoga journey. Today, we're building on the foundations of your practice with our third tip on what to wear. Now, the easy answer to this is whatever the hell you want to. But if that's too broad of an answer, let's take a look at some options that you have depending on where you're going to be practicing. Now, practicing at home, obviously, you're going to have some more freedom on what you can wear, but be mindful that when you're taking classes at gyms or studios, they're most likely going to have a dress code to a certain degree. Just making sure that all parts are covered and things like that. But for today, we're going to be focusing more on the home practice. So now our options. First, the obvious, you've got the yoga apparel, right? So that's going to be yoga pants, yoga tops. Sometimes they come together. Sometimes, you can mix and match them. It's going to be any really athletic apparel, really designed for that workout. So the moisture wicking, the breathable kind of clothes. Now, if yoga apparel and that athletic apparel is the way that you want to go, there's going to be really a wide range of material, from eco-friendly material to things like spandex and things like that. Again, the wide range of style, and then there's going to be a wide range of fit. Now, in my experience, I will say that yoga apparel tends to be a little more on the tight side. So if you're someone that's not a fan of anything squeezing anywhere, yoga apparel may not be the route that you want to take. But you can find them in a wide range of prices. I'm trying to think if there's really anything else that you need to know about yoga apparel. Just go out and take a look, see what you might find. One thing that I will say that I found a lot with yoga pants is you're typically going to find more of the spandex type. And so if you've had any experience with spandex, that kind of tends to shrink up as you move, and so you might not be a fan of that. Another option that you have, which is my go-to, my personal favorite, and that's really just comfortable clothes. Anything that's going to allow you to move freely, nothing that's going to be restricting anywhere. Because you think about it, if there's anything that's going to be restricting or uncomfortable in any way, that's going to cause you to become distracted away from your practice because you are uncomfortable. And this really holds true for thinking about any materials that are going to be rubbing on your skin during body movement. I've found that certain tops right here around my shoulders, with all the sun salutations and just different body movement that you do during your yoga practice, it would typically rub my shoulders and not feel very pleasant. So those are going to be other things that you're going to want to look for when choosing what to wear when you practice. On the other side of that, you also don't want to have anything too loose. As I said earlier, most yoga practices are going to include some form of a sun salutations, and that's often repetitive movement. So with that body movement, I personally don't want to feel the constant need to be readjusting anything as I move through poses, because that's going to, again, distract me from connecting to my breath and connecting to my practice and really getting what I'm looking to get out of my practice. Another thing that I look for, and some of you may relate to this, is stuff that is going to feel good on my skin. I'm very particular about the fabric that I use, especially when doing things like a workout or yoga practice. So I want something that's going to feel good in that body movement. All right, now I did keep some notes here to help keep me on track. So let me check my notes here and make sure that I'm not missing anything. Another thing I'll say, at least with my practice, what I wear ultimately depends on my mood. And what I mean by that is, things like temperature. That's going to depend on my mood too. If my environment is a little more on the colder side and I'm not in the mood to have that cooling sensation in my practice, I'm going to lean more towards going to yoga pants or sweats, something that's going to help build that heat as I'm doing my warm-ups. And then when I'm into my cool down period of my practice, the cool environment is going to help balance out my temperature. And then, of course, if it's warm or if you're practicing outside and it's a sunny day and really warm outside, I don't necessarily want to be out there in yoga pants. I maybe want to be out in some longer like yoga shorts or some sort of breathable clothes that, again, I can move through, but is also going to keep me cool enough to where I don't overheat throughout my practice. And then for the ladies, you probably will get this as well. What I wear also depends on my time of the month, because if I'm around that time of the month and I'm feeling bloated, I've got a little bit of water weight gain or something like that, that's when I'm going to want, sorry, that was my dryer. I'm going to want more loose, flowy material, really to give me that extra space that I need during that time. Now, another option you have, we've got more, are old clothes or even PJs. Maybe you have some oversized t-shirt or ripped sweatpants that your spouse wants you to toss, but you just can't get rid of. Now you've got a reason to keep them. You're welcome. Maybe lounging in your PJs. You don't have anything to do for the day. You don't really want to get into regular clothes, but you want your yoga practice. Practice in your PJs. That's totally okay too. Ultimately, it's all up to you and the space that you want to create. That's why I say yoga is a very, very personal practice. So when you are considering your space, as we've talked about, when you're considering your mat, the clothes that you wear, everything that you're cultivating in this practice, you want to make sure feels good and comfortable to you. I mean, think about it. You don't want to wear clothes while you're practicing that's going to make you feel self-conscious, and you're always thinking about that, right? So if it doesn't feel good on you, wear something that feels good, because this practice is meant to help you feel good and connect your mind to your body. Now, our final option that we have, and we definitely want to reserve this for a private practice, but I mean, some people like to practice completely bare skin, just them and their mat. Now, you want to make sure that your curtains are closed for that one, obviously, but that is also an option for you to consider when you are practicing. And that's it for tip number 3. I hope you found this helpful. I mean, leave a comment down below and let me know what you like to wear when you practice. I really love reading what your experience is along your journey. Now, don't forget to stay tuned for more daily tips for beginners as we continue the series tomorrow, where we're going to be talking about the timing. How can we make time for our practice? And then don't forget to follow my page or subscribe to my channel, however you discovered me, to learn more beginner tips and develop your yoga practice. All right, until next time, guys. Namaste.